Policies on agrarian reform. Policies on agrarian reform. Agrarian reform is essentially restructuring of the whole system of agriculture, an important aspect of the Philippine economy because nearly half of population is employed on agriculture sector and the most live rural areas. Agrarian reform is centered of the relationship between production and distribution of the land among farmers. Land ownership in the Philippines under Spain. When the Spaniards colonized the country, they brought with them a system of pueblo agriculture, where rural communities often dispersed and scattered in nature were organized into pueblo and given land to cultivate. Later on, through laws of Indias, the Spanish crown awarded tract of the land to religious order, reparamentos for Spanish military, and Spanish encomenderos were Filipino workers and paid their tributes to encomendero. The encomenda system was an unfair and abused system has become the norm for the Filipino farmers worker the land they made to sell their product at a very low price or surrender their product to encomenderos. From the encomenda system, the hacienda system developed as the Spanish government implemented policies that would fast-track entry for the colony onto the capitalist. Land ownership in the Philippines under the Americans. The Americans were aware the main cause of social unrest in the Philippines was landlessness, and they attempt to put end to the deplorable conditions of the tenant farmers by passing several land policies to increase the small landholders and distribute ownership to the bigger numbers of the Filipino tenant and the farmers. Land ownership did not improve during American period. In fact, it even worse because there is no limit to size the land holding people could possess and accessibility of possessions has no limit to those who couldn't afford to buy registered and acquire fixed property titles. Post-war intervention towards agrarian reform. The administration of President Rojas passed Republic Act No. 34 to establish a 70-30 sharing agreement between tenant and landowners, loan to tenant at 6% or less. Republic Act No. 1199 or Agricultural Tenancy Act was passed to govern the relationship between landholders and tenant farmers, protecting the tenure rights of tenant and enforce tenancy practice. A major inspired reform arrived during the term of President Diosdado Macapagal through the Agricultural Land Reform Code Republic Act No. 3844. Primary source declaration of policies under Republic Act No. 3844 or Agricultural Land Reform Code. Source Section No. 2 Declaration of Policies of the State. First, to establish owner cultivatorship and economic family-size farm as basis of the Philippines agriculture and as consequence divert landlord capital in agriculture to industrial development. Second, to achieve a dignified existence for a small farmers free from pernicious institutional restraint and practice. Third, to create truly viable social and economic structure in agriculture conducive to greater productivity and higher farm income. Fourth, to all labor law equally and without discrimination to both industrial and agricultural wage earned. Fifth, to prove and more vigorous and systematic land restrainment program and public land distribution. And six, to make the small farmer more independent and self-reliant and responsible citizen and the source of genuine strength in democratic society.